Claire Sheridan.
Kelvin Torrance.
We're up to climb, up for a few days to climb.
Well, we've been climbing here for about 50 years.
Yes, since the earliest times that anybody climbed here.
67. 66, 67. First climbs were done on about 64. First one climb, yeah.
It's really, really good. It's a top quality trad climbing crag, as in you put in your own protection as you go, and your second climber, the second person with you, takes it out. There's no permanent modification of the rock with bolts. A world-class crag.
One of the best cliffs in the UK and Ireland. Superb rock, mainly crack climbing around it. The risk would be is the same as anywhere for any sort of climbing. I mean, it's an adventure sport, so there has to be an element of risk in it. You keep it under control.
Well, it's not a cliff for beginners. It's definitely a place for experienced climbers or those who are in the company of experienced climbers. The climbing tends to be relatively physically demanding, and people sometimes find that even if they have done a lot of training for climbing, a lot of indoor wall climbing, that this presents different difficulties. And so, but people discover that very early on. They know that it's not the sort of crag where you're going to just go as a complete beginner.
All over the world, Europe, all over Europe, and America, they'd come. Climbers would have tick lists of the good crags around the world. They would do their travelling around, as a sort of holiday, and they'd have certain routes ticked off to do, and that. Like, there's a couple of climbs here. There is a book on the top climbs in Europe, and two of them are from Fairhead.
And there's nothing from the rest of Ireland or the UK, just two climbs from this cliff. That's the high esteem in which it's held. And at the annual climbing meet, which usually happens in June every year, we've had climbers from Australia and Japan, and they've all been very impressed with the cliff. Yes. And
that's one of the attractive things about it. You can camp and then walk to the cliff. That's a big advantage. Sean McBride.
And he's very open to visitors and very helpful to climbers, and his wife Roisin also. So people feel a very positive atmosphere when they come and stay here.
And it's been a generation, like we knew his father and mother and that when we came up here first, and they would have been sort of making arrangements where we could camp or stay and that. So we've had really good relationships with the farmers around. It's dolerite, basalt columns and dolerite. The area's become extremely popular since the Game of Thrones. We had the place to ourselves for a long time. Nobody knew about Fairhead. And then all of a sudden people have started to realise that it's a fantastic walking area. So there's been a lot more people in the last couple of years.
Well, there's certainly a unique character to the cliff.
Yeah.
It's unlike any other, and the fact that it's north facing and that you only ever see sections of it because it's so extensive, curving around the coast. It's a great atmosphere to it, almost a mystique to it, that there'll never be anything ordinary about it, especially when you're standing below it, because the rock is dark. It's only the side sections that get direct sunlight. It's really high, and the formations, the columns, the big corners, the overhangs, it really is Gothic. We're amateur climbers. We it's not our profession, and we just come to enjoy ourselves here, and it's been the central part of our climbing lives for decades, this cliff.
going to do this climb. It's called Pine, and yeah, it's a crack climb all the way up, and beautiful location. That's it. Artem.
Hi, my name is Artem. I'm going to delay Sarah on this climb.
Richard, I'm from Cork. Myself and my buddy here, Richard, have come up for the weekend, just to do some climbing. And it's just a place we love coming to. We 7.5 hours in the car, so when we come up here, we like to make the most of it and try and get 3 days, at least 3 days, you know. But yeah, there's nowhere like it in Ireland. It's just incredible. The climbing that they have here is just, these rocks were made for climbing, you know. We just don't have anything like this in the south. None whatsoever. Yeah, so that's Fairhead for you.